Gotti, hard body, Gotti's world, we some mob bosses. Tune in, don't just come across. We do it all, y'all just for the talk. Might lose your mind when you hear these topics, no cap, think about it. Who you know going this hard, all real, always think about it. Best interviews, who is this? We don't do all this, that entrepreneurship. Coming late, join the viewership. Education, relationships, businesses, view the clips. This the Midwest takeover, going overtime to invent on focus. Bringing guests in from all over, whole lot of game, we don't need a closer. Gotti, hard body, Gotti's world, we some mob bosses. Turn them L's to lessons, we don't do the losses. Dedication daily, ain't no other options. Booking up these slots on every show we plotting. Pull up a chair, make sure you watching. Subscribe, get them notifications popping. Pull up all the champagne, we gon' get it poppin'.
Yep, what's going on, y'all? This is your boy Gotti on the Gotti's World Show. Today is, you know what? I can't even do it. I can't do that. You know what? This is how we're gonna start it, bro. This is how we're gonna do this one. This one is different. This is how we're gonna do this one. This is how I'm starting it right here. Cause this is different. I know we all know what this is. If y'all are wrestling fans, this is the great Yokozuna theme song. But this right here, so soothing. It's beautiful. It's calming because this episode right here is different. This episode right here is gonna give us alignment, spiritual alignment. It's gonna give us and it's gonna bring our energy and vibe up. It's gonna bring healing in different type of ways, and it's special. This one is special here. This one is very special. So, man, this beautiful lady right here, I met her at a hosting I was doing. And when I say her energy was heavy. It was heavy, but in a great way.
Yeah.
It was heavy in a great way. And it like we talked, it
dense.
Yes. It drawed us to each other.
Yeah.
Like, man, okay. Like,
light recognize light.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Light recognize. You see what I'm talking about? You see what I'm talking? We starting early. We starting all this shit early. But like I said, it was so amazing. And even just to talk to her for the seconds. And when I tried to introduce her to one of my friends, she was cool. It was still cool. It wasn't nothing big. And then when we had a conversation after, the conversation was just amazing. It was just amazing. And we talked and we locked in and we got something really special coming for the community very, very soon. The top of next year. Man, I'm talking about great energy, great work. How do I introduce this energy here? So I Miss Adei is here. Miss Adei is here. Miss Adei is here. So please, I don't want to mess up the last name.
Okay.
So give me. You see, I'm talking to my calm voice.
Yeah.
I ain't even got the energy. I want to be calm.
Nervous.
Don't be nervous. I told you to take care of you.
Yeah.
The whole name. Give it to us.
Okay. Adei Getachew.
One more time for the people in the back.
Adei, which means wildflower in Ethiopia, only blooms in September. I was born in September. Also means mother in the other tribe. And Getachew, which means master.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about there. That's what we need. That's what we need right here.
And in our name for sure.
Yes, indeed. And yes, indeed. And to describe what you do, basically a healing practice. Mm-hmm. And you do have your business, Spirit of the Nile.
Yes.
And basically you are a medicine woman.
Yeah.
You are a spiritual healer.
Love it.
You are a spiritual walker.
Love that.
And just a natural woman.
Love that. Thank you.
Come on now. Come on now.
I struggle with titles, so just like, I just show up and like however people receive me,
yes,
is what I am. So I just took all that in. Thank you.
Yes, indeed.
For sure.
Yes, indeed.
I love that.
So, how we start this thing off, if you haven't seen the show, how we start this thing off is...
I've been watching. I've been doing my homework.
Well, thank you. Well, thank you.
I can't be here and not do my work.
So, with you being all these great titles, I have to ask you, what does Miss Adei, how does she center herself in the morning to get her energy and everything up to start her day?
In anything in life, I believe it's about like balance, right? Pace.
Yes.
And organizing ourselves, really.
Yes.
So I have a full day. I'm a childcare provider, so 10, 12 children running through my door at 8 o'clock in the morning. I have my own sons, 2 in college, 1 who's in middle school. So I prioritize, right? First, I got to let the dogs out, let them pee, feed them, the cat. I wake up, I do a head count in my bed, like, who's all here, right? Okay, we got all these animals, and I love them because they're my protection. So yes. They drive me crazy, but I love them. But my first priority in the morning is my son. I prioritize that window of time where I don't want to send him off to school, where I'm rushing, where I'm irritated, and I'm rubbing off of my, because I fell short to wake up on time or organize myself, right? So I make sure I don't do that. I make sure that I'm up, make sure that I give him that breakfast in the morning, pack his lunch, even though he doesn't eat it, but still sending that love and that gratitude, because when he walks out that door, he's on his mission, right? As an individual. So it's my responsibility to make sure. So I ground myself in the morning with gratitude, responsibility. And I love my responsibilities. Yes. I love being a mother. It's a superpower. Hey. I won't say I love being a single mom, but there's some superpower in that too. It is what it is. But that's how I get going in the morning, with gratitude, looking at my blessings and opening the doors, saging. I do have a whole routine. So open my doors, front door, back door, sage the house. I give blessings to my ancestors on my altar space. And I just take it in. If the sun is shining, I take it in. If it's raining, I give thanks. Because, don't rain in Southern California.
Hey, I heard that. And you are from California.
I'm from California, born and raised. My mother is like 4th generation African-American born in California. Like, that's pretty deep. First family in Venice Beach, too. First Black family. A lot of roots there. My father immigrated from Ethiopia. They met in college, still together.
Beautiful.
Still beautiful. Still driving each other crazy. Love each other, but that's their love,
They do.
That's what they do.
That's how they bring it.
And they showed up for their mission, and they showed up for their journey and their mission, and I'm just grateful, for sure.
I got so much. I got so much that I want to ask you, especially everything that I'm going through.
I'm an open book.
Yes.
That's one thing. I'm very transparent. I'm going to be out here. I'm going to show up as me. So I have no secrets.
I'm going to get right into it. Basically, as far as with growing up in your childhood, out there in LA. Yeah. What did that look like through your eyes?
I love my childhood.
Tell me how that looked.
I love my childhood. Looks just like how I am now. I was that child who dressed how she wanted to dress. My first crush was Malcolm X, and Che Guevara, and at like 8, I was like, I love
Black Power.
But I was raised by parents who nurtured the individual, right, and nurtured me. So the free spirited I was. We traveled a lot.
So your parents were free spirited as well.
I think they.
Or they had the roots.
I think they had the roots for sure. Right. Yeah, I think. Culturally, it might be hard to be a free spirit coming from, a country that's very traditional. But my father having to break away, coming here, meeting my mom, she's definitely, she had her little thigh-high boots and her booty shorts and her afro. And my dad was like, what is this? And my mom studied child development, too. So she is a nurturer of children, a guardian of children, just like I am. I say I'm a warrior for the children also, because those are our angels. My childhood, we traveled cross country. They didn't have much, but they gave us everything, right? And so we literally packed the cars, the dogs, my grandma, my great-grandma, and we hit the road. So I went to all these places in the United States that are historical landmarks, that are indigenous land. I grew up seeing the Monument Crazy Horse. You know, I've been through like caves and tunnels. I used to love snakes, but everybody in my family was afraid of snakes. So
I am. You can't. You bring a snake around me.
No one would let me live with a snake, so I used to walk around with a rubber snake. My rabbit's foot, which broke off last night, but it's okay. That's how things go. My childhood was free. I played outside. I was a tomboy, but still very feminine. My mom was like, "You better make sure you know how to walk in heels and be a lady if you're gonna be out there beating up all the boys." Yeah, and I was a fighter too, for real. I was a fighter. I was always being tested.
Can I ask you a question?
He is.
You still got hands?
So they say. Healing hands. I got healing hands.
You got healing hands?
I got healing hands. But, you know,
they still protect.
They still protect for sure. And I show up. You know, we got a few. You know, you might find a machete under the car, the pillow. You know, I got a couple katanas.
You come a little different.
You know, I know how to shoot, which is important too.
Yes,
you know,
indeed.
I got hella aim. You know, I go to the shooting range all the time. Taught my sons how to shoot.
I mean,
it's what we got to do.
I heard that. Now, let's go ahead and get into how we got to this space. How we got to the basically, I would say being one with the earth. You know what I'm saying? Being a healer. How did you even get to this space, and like what caused you?
A lot of pain, a lot of sacrifice, a lot of missed messages. And so
break some of that down for me.
I feel that I was born with a lot of intuitive gifts. You know, I was terrified to sleep at night. So those parents, if your child wants to sleep in the bed with you, stop it. Let your child sleep in bed with you. Like, our children are open. Our children, they see, they have the gift of sight, right? And so I was that child. I hated to sleep by myself. I say I didn't start sleeping by myself till 6th grade, but my mom says 7th, you know, or 8th. But, you know, maybe I still don't like sleeping by myself to this day, or in the dark.
Now, my daughter, she sleeps, the baby, she sleeps right there.
As
like,
she should.
She gets up out of her bed,
and
walks and find me.
What time of the night, do you know?
Man, it's probably around like 2.
Yep,
maybe
2,
around
3
1,
o'clock,
2
like that's the time.
Yeah, them the times.
So this is why it's really important. I also teach nurturing parenting, but because it ties into it. Our cord has been cut as far as our parenting and nurturing skills. We no longer nurture. We feel like because of our trauma, you got to get out there and you got to fight and you got to work, you got to grow up and you got to you know. But so our children lack that nurturing, that affection, and that that affection, you know, and that nurturing of let you be a baby, you know. Breastfeeding, all that's a whole other topic. But circling back to your original question of like my childhood, and how I got to where I am. So I came into this world with a near-death experience. You know, umbilical cord was wrapped around my neck. They were trying to take me out. Yeah, break that
down, because I was going to get into that. Like we have to get into that. Like, what was that? What was that type of trauma like?
I'm just now that I have the tools to apply, like what I do in practice to myself, right? Because I have to be accountable too. I can't just be out here offering healing and I'm not doing my own work, right? But I came into this world with a challenge, fighting for my life, right? And then throughout my childhood, I was a trigger for a lot of people. My teachers hated me. I might have had like 1 or 2. My 3rd grade teacher, Miss Adams, wherever you are, I love you. My 6th grade teacher, I don't remember her name. She was a Japanese woman, and her husband, who was retired, just loved coming to the classroom too. And they really poured into me because they saw I was special, right? But with everyone else, oh hell, they were triggered. You know, like, you're too opinionated, you're too empowered, you're too free, right? Especially as a young Black girl, I hated that. So my childhood, educationally, I did not enjoy school. Honestly, I hated school, except for playing kickball. That's tomboy. I was like, we're gonna play some kickball, but see you on the field.
Gotcha.
You know, the monkey bars, all that stuff, and chalupas.
Chalupas.
I still have chalupas. You're taking me back to my childhood, so you.
I asked. Break it down for me.
Go back, right?
Break it down.
Middle school was a little challenging too, but middle school is that time where our portals as like youngsters are really open. And on top of the hormones raging, spiritually, our children are really going through something during that time. So that's when children tend to act out, right? I didn't necessarily act out, but I struggled academically. I knew I was smart, but I was not interested in anything. I wasn't interested in European history. I didn't want to see it in this history, white folks, European colonizers. I wasn't interested in that.
Well, yeah, they still put that on there.
And so
we're trying to push back now.
Yeah. And I was like, I want to read about my history, right? And so I really tapped in maybe 5th, 6th grade, middle school to really learning about culture, learning about Ethiopia. And plus in the 80s, there weren't that many Ethiopians. All we had was We Are the World. So that was a little rough. Yeah, I was fighting because of that. You're too thick to be an Ethiopian.
Because they thought
because of famine and all these propagandas against
commercials, shit like that.
It's a country that's never been colonized, so they're gonna come for us, right? All the time.
Gotcha.
High school, I left middle school early. I had opportunity to go to high school a little bit early. It was like some pilot program. And I did well, because there I was able to flourish. I was able to choose what I wanted. I was journalism and academic decathlon and cross country. And I trained for my first marathon in 9th grade. And I got really sick afterwards. I think it was probably a mosquito or something airborne that happened because it was during El Nino. It was raining like crazy. LA, we're never prepared for this kind of rain, So we got stuck after running 26.2 miles, soaking wet. Your body's tired, right? And I got shoved into this, into the form. And it was just hot boxing. So I know I probably picked up something there or a mosquito. Anyway, long story short, I had encephalitis. I was comatose, wheelchair bound they sent me home after maybe about a month or two, in and out of consciousness, and said there's nothing we can do for her. A lot of people don't survive encephalitis, so I'm thankful to be alive. So every day I live in gratitude of, I know what it's like to fight for my life, right? And I had a huge spiritual awakening during that time too, because, they say, oh, it's psychosis and this, but things that I was seeing were premonitions. And I lost a dear friend during that time, but I had the premonition of him being killed. So I would say, I had parents, or I had a mother specifically, because my father was providing. I had a mother who nurtured all of those gifts and kind of understood, right? Maybe she didn't know what to do, right?
Exactly.
But she supported me and didn't make me feel,
Didn't make you feel different.
Different, yeah. Or it's okay to be different. That's one of my favorite songs too. They Say I'm Different by Betty Davis. That's my shit.
Okay. All right,
I played that before we came here too. So the fact that you keep saying that.
All right.
That's hot.
So let me ask you, let's just get right into the shit.
Okay.
Because I got a lot of questions that I really want to ask you.
And I'm a storyteller, so cut me off if I go a little too long.
Okay. This healing, and well, actually not even healing, energy.
Okay.
Let's talk about energy quick.
Yeah.
Far as, do you think it's hard to deal with people and people in general that have mental imbalance and how can I say, and distorting energy? Because it's a lot of that. It's a lot of that around, and a lot of people really. They say, you just got bad vibes or you got energy like that. But I really feel like it's...
So I don't believe in bad and good. I don't believe in good and evil. I just believe in love and pain, right? And from what my experiences showed me, the two spectrums. And where we want to get to is to a space of love, self-love, right? And unconditional love that we can give to others, or compassion. Pain is coming from trauma, and that we inflict that pain on others, right? Accountability. So when I decided, or when I decided to show up, or when I finally realized, I'm supposed to do this out loud. I'm supposed to be Miss Cleo. Okay, well, not Miss Cleo because she got locked up, but I'm supposed to be. I'm supposed to do this work outward, right? And then when I realized that, it was after my a situation with my last ex-husband, plural. There were more than one. It was, you know what? I don't belong to just one. I belong to everyone, right? My energy, what I have to do, my mission, and I saw it, and then I decided to show up. But it wasn't until I was 38, 39 to do that. Before that, it was mixed messages, right? So I didn't understand my strength, and I tell everyone, you have to identify your gifts. You don't have to have a plethora of gifts, but you have little spidey senses, what do people say about you? Oh, I love your smile, I love your energy, this and this, right? Like, that's your gift, that's your mana, that's your power. Maybe someone else, they may be gifted with music. That's still healing, right? Know and identify your gifts and how you're sending love into this world. Now, when I broke down and started identifying my gifts, I was like, oh, okay, that's a lot. Okay, I can talk to dead people. I can heal people. I can
Wait a minute, so you said you can talk to dead people?
I can talk to.
So you said you could talk to dead people?
I can talk to dead people. In session, I got an agreement. Like,
okay.
I don't want to be walking around, waking up in the middle of the night, seeing somebody. No. It's with intention. So doing everything, like I said, discipline. Just like any craft and anything that you do, you have to have discipline and you have to practice, right? Mm-hmm. And you have to have an order and a system. So for me, my system is when I'm sessioning with a client or if I'm deciding to journey, do my own meditation, my own journey work,
yes.
Then that's why I'm open to receive any kind of communication that I need.
Okay. Do people want to, how often do people want to go? Because we see it in movies and stuff like that. How often does people come to you? So
I session pretty often, every day, except for Saturday and Sunday.
And they talk to old loved ones that
I have a method. Like for me, it's not about, and we could talk about this. I hope we get to talk about this too, like spiritual bullies. Like I can't stand bullies, or people who just want to sound gifted, and then it's not using language that's approaching people, right? So my mission is, it's important for me to make sure I'm relatable. Right? Okay. I can have all the gifts in the world, but if you don't feel compelled to come to me, or if I'm not speaking to you in a way that is drawing you to me, right? Mm-hmm. Or to this work, then I'm not doing my job, right? Then I'm not showing up the right way. So I just let things flow. People come to me, they might inquire. I answer all of my DMs. Like I don't get crazy stuff in my DMs. There's a lot of integrity in every photo that I post. Yes. I put intention into it too, right?
Yes.
So I put intention, I put this, and it's felt, it's received. So when people, and doing spirit work, because it's taboo, because culturally we've been stripped from our indigenous powers. Like this is all what it's slowly
coming to a head. Yes, sure. It's slowly coming to a head now.
Yep.
But people are saying it's the cool now. Yeah. So you hear the words the universe now more. Yeah. You hear the word
Zodiac.
Right. You hear that. You hear
birth charts.
Healing. Yeah. You hear mental health.
Yep.
You hear balance.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are trying to find things like that and find words like that. Actually bring up words like that, but it really is a thing.
Absolutely is us.
Because everybody thought it was weird at first.
Of course. Because we were programmed to think so, right?
Yes, like exactly.
They knew our power, they studied it and used that against us, right? So my job, my mission is to be an activator. I've come to a point to actually program myself to where I can activate someone as long as they have the intention and the will to just share an engagement. Just being in the same space with you, activating a person, right? Because I want to reach as many people as I can. And what am I activating it to? Back to your indigenous rights of self-healing, really. Not saying everyone has to be in this position as the medicine woman, right? Or the medicine man, no. But each of us individually as melanated people, we come, like, all that celestial information is in us, right? What's the largest power source we have out there? The sun. Who does the sun feed? Us, right? Who needs the sun? If we don't get sun, we fall into depression, lack of vitamin D, our bones start to deteriorate, right? And we lose our magic.
Yes.
So
that's why I actually have a favorite song, "Sunshine" by Roy.
Sunshine,
yeah, I was dancing to it. I put you feel me, Hitter? Sunshine. Hey, I'm gonna play that. I'm gonna play
let's bring some sunshine.
That's how I actually put that on my IG with me dancing with my daughter. Because it was just
that's you instinctively feeling it.
Yes, that's all it was.
That's what it is.
And I wanted to get the message across, not even saying nothing, just grooving, just dancing.
Yeah.
And it just so happened she was in my hands because she didn't want to. Because
she wanted to receive the healing. That's that energy.
So I danced around with it. It was just like boom. It felt good.
Yeah.
It felt good. So yes.
Because we are nurturers. Like we are nurturers. That energy is real.
And not only are women nurturers, men are nurturers too.
Yep.
And a lot of people really don't. A lot of people really don't understand that men could be nurturers as well.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yep. I love the masculine energy. Love to be a masculine energy. But I say, okay, I got to balance that out, right? Yes. I also have to have I have to be able to communicate with my feminine energy too, right? Or my feminine sisters, you know? So I'm trying to do my work of, okay, I know I have a lot of masculine energy. What is masculine energy? Like, what is feminine energy? I think, like, I don't really like definitive things like, oh, go read this and this is what you got to do, live by these laws. Like, what is it to you, right? Instinctively, what is it to you? What is it to me?
Same
Definitely, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Same thing as the Bible. It's like what you take away from. I ain't mean to cut you off, but
No.
it's like
Yeah,
what you
for sure.
take away from it. It's like you read it, and whatever you take away from it, that's what it should be.
That's what it's supposed to be. Exactly.
I got you.
I grew up with a father who's a nurturer. You know, he talks all the time. I sucked your snot out your nose with my mouth. And I'm like, you didn't have to do all of that, Daddy.
What?
But like, that's a lot. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
He carried us on his shoulders. You know,
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I remember I used to carry you on my shoulders. You and your sister used to pee on my back, and I'm like, okay, Daddy. Like, yeah,
Yikes.
that's a lot of
It
love.
took a lot.
But
It took a lot.
I came to this world in this lifetime with a father who's a nurturer, you know, and he nurtures my mother, he nurtures myself, my sister, my children who are all boys. My father knew he didn't want sons. So he's like, I need to be the king of my castle. But with his grandsons is a whole nother love. It's different, you know, and he nurtures them very much so in a way that might not be the masculine way to others, but it is.
You got me thinking. Because I got all girls.
Uh-huh.
And I feel he knew
Yep.
I didn't need a boy yet.
Mm-hmm.
I had to get this right with women first.
Yep.
And even though I love it, I like I said, he gave me, I made him.
Yeah.
So he was just like, get this right first because you have to. I have so much. I got a hard exterior.
Mm-hmm. I think you're pudding.
I am.
Maybe because I can see past the exterior.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I am because I come off like this. You know what I'm saying. But when you start talking to me, it's like, oh, he cool as hell.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like I walk around like.
I mean, there's a lot of misconceptions about how we look. People assume a lot of things about me too. You know.
Yeah.
But, or they assume that I don't have integrity in what I do. I'm just wild and fun and crazy. Yeah, I'm wild and fun, but I'm very serious.
That is a stigma. That you know what I'm saying.
You show too much skin that you got to be just like wild, you know. I mean, I love living wild though. To be honest with you, I do. Yeah, I'm wild in the jungle. That's something I had to explain too. Like I had men say like, "Oh yeah, you wild. What does that mean?" And that doesn't mean we're about to have a little orgy fest. No, it just means
that's where a mind will go.
That's where a mind would go.
No bullshit. That's where a mind will go.
That's where an untrained mind would go. But for me, my interpretation of me living wild and authentic is without barriers, without restrictions, without restrictions in my mind, right?
Gotcha.
If I love myself, then I'm not going to put myself in a cage. I'm going to be wild in the jungle. You see me barefoot in Brazil, in Bahia, right? I hike barefoot. I'm always barefoot. One extreme to another. I mean, barefoot or in heels, like no in between. I'm either naked or dressed, no in between, right? Like, but the body feels good.
Talk to him. I wish I had a jungle sound. I wish I had. Wait a minute, hold on. I think I got something for that. I think I had something.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
That's the closest I got to, you know, because I know that's what people they look like. Yeah, where you find that?
Yeah.
So yeah,
I get it. You know, but even in the love department, that hasn't been easy, you know. But because I misconstrued, I didn't understand, and I had attachments that weren't mine, right? Like so, looking at my parents, that's their mission. Mm-hmm. A lot of times we try to say, I want to marry.
What does that mean?
I want a marriage like.
Hold on, wait a minute. Take that back. No. I had attachment that wasn't mine.
Wasn't mine. Agreements, right? Attachments, agreements. So I was looking for that relationship like my parents, right? Oh, we're gonna be together forever. Or rooting for the underdog. You know, Pops came to this country with only $50 in his pocket, and look at what we built, right? So knowing that we can build from the ground up together. They met when they were young, and look what they've built, and they're still together, right? Mm-hmm. That wasn't my mission. That's not what I'm contracted for. So I had to dissect and say, Adei, like, what is it you really want? You know, do I really want to be in a marriage? Does it work for me? And at this point where I am, it doesn't. Because I won't say at all, just right now.
Just right now, okay.
Who I am today, what time is it? because I might wake up tomorrow. Who knows?
It might
you know?
be. Yeah, okay.
Who
I
knows?
got you.
But what I had to break down. Okay, let me see what I want to take from the parents that I was blessed to have.
Yes.
My sister and her husband, who've been married 20-something years or almost 20 years. Let me take something from that I want, that serves me and Adei as my mission. So really, it all roots down to knowing yourself, showing up for who you are, unapologetically.
I love that.
It took me to get there because, you know, a lot of times the men were like, yeah, they love that wild and that free. Like, they love that. And then they're like, okay. Like my precious, like I got to cage her, and I'm like, no.
No, exactly. I feel
that's
that.
where the friction comes, you know.
I feel that because you know what? At first, but in certain ways, that's to me when I hear that, it's like I was like that at one point in time, but I just know I didn't have discipline because I was never, I never had to.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, don't get me wrong. I knew, okay, you know, certain things you just can't do.
Yeah.
But then it's just like, well, why?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I really doing the work, like really
why?
contracting. Like what am I contracting to?
Like why? Why can't I?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then I would do it and be like, well, shit, let me see if I can get away with it. I'm one of them. I was one of them.
Huh?
Yes, I was.
My eyelash.
And I'm still one of them. I'm still a risk taker.
Yeah.
Doing this, like, you know what I'm saying? And just jumping out on, you know what I'm saying, my faith and everything's been really working.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of great things been happening for me. And just being here, having a platform, talking to you.
I
you know
mean,
what I mean?
it blows my mind. Like I said, just coming even to Chicago I heard the call, I heard the voice, and was like, go to Chicago. And I'm like, for what? I don't know anybody.
Well, recently you was here for kicking it. Y'all was kicking it.
I was, you know, but yes and no. Like, I'm always going to have fun wherever I go.
Right.
I'm always going to make the best of a situation. But like I tell people, I'm always in my mission first.
Indeed.
My fun, drinking tequila, going crazy, dancing all over the place, like that could still be my mission. I could be spreading love and healing to everybody I'm in a room with, you know? Mm-hmm. People might have a perception of what that might look like, but I know my intention, my purpose.
Exactly.
Like, and I always walk in my purpose.
I love that. So let me ask you, how many people do you run across that actually have mental, like has that mental health, but also has
a way to break out?
No, but also have emotional health issues as well.
All the time, everyone. We all do. And I think, I mean, trust me, there's times where I'm like, there's a lot of information I'm getting, right? And I have to balance that out, ground myself. It's really about having the tools. Those tools have been taken away from us of how to balance ourselves. So we're living in a society, in a world that's not indigenous to us, is not our
It's not catered to us.
Yeah, and it's not indigenous to our habitat. Like, doesn't feed us spiritually or any of our power. It makes us dormant to be here in this society in Babylon, right? Like, definitely we're dormant. I see it like a video game, like those characters that are just waiting idly in the background, right?
And just standing.
And just standing there, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, like
that's crazy.
And I see myself as, okay, a character has been activated. Okay, boom, I got to level up. And I'm going out there getting the tools, you know, like little Mario, like getting the coins, and each coin is like a tool, right?
Gotcha.
Going to the next level, to the next world. They put all that shit right there in front of our face, by the way. Our movies, games, all of that. All of our spirituality.
Subliminals.
Yeah, but they're like, it's a mockery. Like, this is your shit, but I'm using it. You don't know how to use it. It hurts my feelings, to be honest with you. It hurts.
How would you go about healing somebody who has that mental health and emotional health?
This actually, I'm so glad that you asked that question, because before I arrived to where I am, which is understanding my work or my gifts, and that's why I say it's really important to first identify our gifts, because everything else will make sense. Our relationships that we had, our trials and tribulations that we go through, all of it will make sense, right? So I had my first experience with mental illness was like my first love in high school. He went off to college. He was a year earlier than me, and he became schizophrenic. But I think I didn't realize how much that affected me. Then after that, I lost a friend, tragically, a guy friend who was shot and killed. Another one was shot and killed. Another one lost a mind. I'm like, okay, so I just kind of detached from having like the brotherly love and play brothers, because I always had brothers, right? Like,
Gotcha.
love that. So it wasn't until recently that I asked myself, wait, Adei, like, you know, well, I've had experiences too with youngsters who have mental illness too. You know, I've seen somebody literally slip and lose their mind because they're trying to rush the process. I've seen a lot, you know, but in session, when dealing with mental illness, sometimes it's not a mental illness at all. Sometimes it's a spirit attachment. Sometimes it's a generational, I don't use the word curse because I don't feel it, I don't feed that energy, but sometimes it's a
Generational trauma,
generational illness, right? Like, so what I do in session is I don't discuss with anyone before we go into session. And that's what helps bring people there too. Because if I sit you down, I'm like, okay, so, or if someone inquires and I'm like, yeah, so I'm going to journey, I'm going to find I'm going to spirit walk into your life when you were a child, and I'm going to see what happened to you and this and this. And they're like, I don't want you to see that shit. So I just tell them, show up with trust the process, trust me, open heart, right? Intentions of healing and transparency. And then let spirit lead the way. And that kind of, like I said, I had to find the language that brings people to me. Yes. Because if I'm making you feel intimidated, if I'm making you feel afraid, then that doesn't serve what I need to do, you know, or what we need to do, because it's not just what we need to do together.
Because it's work.
Because it's work, right?
You have to do the work.
Ego is another thing, right? Many different sides of ego. A lot of times we think ego is just like an attitude, but it's not that. Even using the word I puts you in the space of ego, right? I have to make sure that I'm using the word we. If I'm doing something, it's not, oh, I'm hosting an event. No, there's an event, right? That, so just trying to make sure that you're outside of self, but then when it is time to do your work for self, it's okay to be in self, right?
Right.
If that makes any sense. Yeah.
So let me ask you, is it, do you really honestly think somebody can be fully healed?
I think life is practice. And what my interpretation of healed means, you're balanced, right? Following the principles of Ma'at. That's why I have Ma'at tattooed on my neck right here, the feather. And all my tattoos are very intentional, by the way. But with the Ma'at and me being born in September, you got to know not just the birth chart. I've never done my birth chart, actually.
What's your sign?
I'm a Libra.
Okay.
I'm a Libra, y'all.
Okay. I'm Virgo.
So yeah, I'm a Libra.
I'm Virgo.
I'm a September Libra.
Okay.
Born in September, which is the time of harvest too. And a lot of the guides and goddesses that I resonate with and gods are of the harvest, which is why I named my practice Spirit of the Nile. Also, they resonate from the Nile, right? Anuket, Ma'at, Atete, and Queen of Sheba. Those are my girls. And my masculine is Ra, the falcon, the hawk. I have it tattooed here on my center for protection.
What is this right here?
This one here is called Nikasat. So it's a traditional Ethiopian tattoo, Ethiopian and Eritrean tattoo, where it, a lot of people actually don't even know the significance of it anymore because they think, oh, it's country, like, why would you do that, right? People are trying to be really modernized. But so you find only the elders with it now, but it's kind of making a little bit of a comeback because, like you said earlier, we're waking up, right?
Yeah, of course.
And so people are starting to tap back in. But I remember it's the only image I have of my grandmother the first time I met her when she came from Ethiopia, and she had her whole neck tattooed up to her chin. So I'm going to work my way up, but I feel like I want to earn it, right?
Okay.
But there's celestial codes of protection and healing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, would you say a lot of mental and spiritual issues come from generational trauma and social media? Because the reason why I say that is because generational trauma, like you said, we carry that.
Yeah.
We carry all that. And it's basically what we taught, what we see growing up. This is our environment. That's how people say, I'm a product of my environment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But also it's another level.
It is.
Because with the social media, it's a likeness thing.
Yeah.
A lot of people want to be liked. So therefore they put on this perception. And they put on another mask.
Yeah. I always say what I portray on or what I share, because it's me sharing my life, right? Now how others interpret it, whether they think it's real or not, that's not really my responsibility. You know, I just know I'm showing up authentic.
But you can that it comes off when they come to your page and they see that it comes off. It's like you could tell, like, oh no, this person really into it. Oh no, this person is really who she is, and you can see it.
Yeah,
you know.
Sometimes we get fooled. Let me tell you.
Oh, it's a lot. Oh yes, it's a lot of cap.
Fraud.
It's a lot of cap on this IG shit.
I can't stand
a lot of cap.
Well, okay, so social media. I grew up without cable. I grew up. I was playing outside. I didn't watch TV. Right. I didn't grow up with name brand anything. Even though my parents could have afforded, they were like, I just want to be barefoot all the time, right? So I think I never really fell into the allure of it. And plus, being a really spiritually gifted child, I could see the demons in that shit. Like, I could see the demons in industry, and I was like, I want no part of that. But I do feel some people, social media is a great platform. How else will we be here, right? Like, how else will we be here? Facts. So it's a web, it's connections.
You're right.
It's all about the person's intentions, for real. But there's a lot of, fake ones.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. How do you help someone get through? Like, what is some of the first steps to get through that generational trauma?
I work with everyone individually, though.
If you can give us a little insight on, you know, something. Going
back and understanding, like, yourself, your voice. Meditation is important, but that's where we used. I don't really meditate, to be honest with you. You know, people think I might be every morning. You know, not necessarily. I can meditate while I'm sleeping.
You look like one of those statues. Like, no, seriously, when you put your hands up, you did it perfectly, and your hands went this way.
That's funny, because I never meditate that way.
I'm telling you, really I'm just saying, for what I saw,
I actually like to lay down with my palms up on my back and just play some music. I play like a shamanic drum music to really get me in a trance. But I also realize meditation is when I'm hiking, when I'm in nature, right? And this is another thing, like, our community, we got to stop being scared of bugs. Get out in nature, like, get you outside in the trees.
Is that the same thing as kind of like hedonism? Something like that?
What you mean?
It's like, I've heard that if you go, it's kind of like.
I've heard of hedonism, but I don't think I have the same idea as you. I don't know.
Right. I might be off.
My mind. No, I don't know.
Hedonism is kind of like you stay, you kind of like you're out in nature, things like that. And
you just get wild
for days. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if people wash. Like that. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. I mean, I might be off, but
I thought of a place like, I don't know, I might be off because I mean, I am the one with brain injury survivor. I thought it was like a place in Jamaica, like, where people go and just have a whole lot of sex, wild sex.
You know what? You might be right. I might be off. Now, you know what? Let me tell you. Let me tell y'all right quick.
How about that?
Let me tell y'all right quick. I've been on this fast, right? I've been on this fasting for 3 whole days, right? This is my last
3
day.
Is very important.
3.
Number 3.
Exactly.
I love that.
3 is very important. 3 whole days. And when I tell you, I've had headaches. I've been tired. I haven't eaten anything. It's only been smoothies, drinks. This is a shake. Some type of protein shake.
I love the sharks.
I don't know. Yeah. My wife bought it.
I love it.
But I've been, like I said, but I know a lot of good things has been happening, like I said.
Yeah.
So therefore, I had to do something to show him that I'm grateful. And the thing that I can really, and it was a little voice. Don't think I'm crazy. It was a little voice.
Talking to me, I'm going to get crazy.
It was a voice that said, the biggest thing that you have to do is show me that you're disciplined. And find a way. I don't care what it is. Find a way that to show me that you understand.
So you listen. That's what I said, like quieting the mind down just enough to listen to your inner voice and your instincts and your intuition. So in session, it's important for me not to, my priority, the reason why I don't ask anyone why they're there, we just jump into session. Well, I kind of explain my process of, okay, you're going to lay on your back on the massage table. I don't give you a massage, but I do offer Reiki, and I'm not in control. Spirit I'm not in control of spirit. So whatever spirit wants to reveal, we just walk into always sessions with gratitude, right? And I think that's something we need to learn again, how to be not how to be grateful, but gratitude. It's a little slight difference, right? Finding the gratitude in every little thing that you do, because we're hit with a lot of shit. Like
A lot of
melanated people, they hit us left and right. It's like, damn, we can't even get up. You know, how are you
Yes.
supposed to be grateful for that shit?
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
So find it, right? And that's why rooting back to nature to answer yourself, like how someone can start their journey. I always tell someone, tap back into nature first. They will feed you. Nature will feed you the answers. Even if it's going to a park and laying under a tree. Listen to the trees. Listen to the leaves. If the
Is that part of the tree hugger process?
Isn't that funny?
Hugging the trees, the tree hugger process?
That's them taking our shit. Yep. We don't tree hug.
Exactly. That's
right?
what I'm saying.
But we
Like,
probably did, because the whole the world tree, right? That's our shit too. All of that. All of it. The trees, the portals, the even dragons and Pegasus. Like, don't have me go completely left. Like all this mystical things that we see, you know, Disney. I don't fuck with Disney, by the way, but with Disney and how they show our little Black children that the non-melanated children have the gifts and the powers and the magic, and we're just observing them. Why didn't we get the unicorn? Why we didn't get to slay the dragon? Not slay the dragon. Don't slay no dragons. I love dragons. Why we didn't get to train the dragon? Why aren't we Rapunzel, right? No, because they want us to cut our hair off, because our hair is antennas. Well, I add a little extra, y'all. Still,
the strength is in my hair.
yeah, strength is in my.
The strength is in my hair.
So with my sons too, I made sure, like, I didn't shave their heads growing up. Whenever you're gonna have strength. This is what grounds you. This is what feeds you. That information, right, from the sun, from the stars, from God, is feeding you all inside your hair.
Talk to
And
him.
that's the reason why they want us to cut our hair.
Talk to him. Talk to
You
him.
know? And that's the reason why, you know, you see a little Disney movie with Rapunzel and her hair, because her hair has magic. Ours has magic.
Hey, hitter. Don't be surprised if I start growing my dreads.
Yes.
If I start getting dread. You know what I'm saying?
Or just go wild, like just let it go. Like, actually, I saw that when you picked me up. I saw like the beard, and I was like, okay, that's all part of it. You see how you didn't want to shave while you're fasting? Instinctively, your body was like, I'm tuning up. Tuning up.
I see.
And there's strength in that. Plus, I like hair on the face of men. You know, like, it's your strength.
Okay, because I didn't. I just was like, what'd you say? Hey, hitter, what'd you say? You said, let me start growing my shit out now.
I do like hairy men.
Okay,
That's
so
why.
okay, so let me ask you.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. With some of the, you think some of the health issues and the spirituality and the energy and stuff like that bothers us coming from the food?
All of it.
Like some of the food that they putting out now and stuff like that?
Everything, all of it.
So
all of it. Sugar is a killer. Bread is a killer, right? Like, white sugar in our body, like, that doesn't feed us, you know? I'm not too strict on like, oh, you have to be a vegan, you have to do that. That's just how I feel. I know a lot of people do resonate with that. I do eat meat. I think everything in moderation, everything in balance, because life is a balance. So if I'm feeling like I need some more greens, I'll go for some greens. Like, I love vegetables, but I also love some meat, right? But to answer your question, yes, it's everywhere. So we have to realize what we are constantly, like, we are in a battle. We're living in Babylon. Like, this is not a place of, especially here in America, this is not feeding our soul. So when you're here, you're in battleground.
Facts.
You can make some peace, you know, you can build your fortress, but you got to protect it.
Oh, you talking.
Yeah, you got to protect
talking.
it. I love
You
that.
talking. She talking. We're gonna just put we gonna put this up, bring this up, cause she talking right now.
I love that.
Okay, but go ahead.
That's so beautiful.
Go ahead.
All right, let me get back into
Go ahead.
warrior mode, because that just kind of calmed me down.
Yeah, I know you was
love
at,
it.
but you was talking,
Yeah.
and it was hitting me.
Yeah.
And no bullshit, y'all. Like, I'm not even playing to be
Yeah.
for the cameras or no shit like that. You really talking, and it's just like,
Thank
damn.
you.
And I think I'm really starting to get tapped in a certain type of ways.
Even right now, I hope my intention is, as people listen, to get activated. Like,
Yes.
and just start their journey.
Yes.
You know, people say, oh, I'm on a spiritual journey. And I know it looks a lot. You know, it doesn't always have to look like that. You know, it doesn't always have to look like this radical shift. You don't always have to proclaim it, and you don't always have to bring everybody with you. Like, work is individual, you know, it's your individual work. Yes. And then it'll pour out because that's energy, right? So you're going to radiate healing, you're going to radiate positivity, compassion, and love, and it's going to spread. It's going to spread. People come next to you, they're going to feel it. Speaking of the word, let's talk about this thing that we're doing. What are we doing? This little special community spiritual alignment. You don't want to call it a festival. I call it offering. Honestly, like community offering. Put that up, Peter. Put that up. Show that. Yeah. Go ahead and talk about that. Go ahead. So, following just that instincts, right? Like having a relationship with my ancestors and my guides to where I can listen to what they tell me to do. As I said, they woke up and was like, go to Chicago. I'm like, what am I supposed to do in Chicago? Okay. And I was like, call my girls. I was like, hey, we're going to go fuck it up in Chicago, right? And we're like, but I told them, I said, all jokes aside, I feel like I was called to come, right? And I felt the energy. I felt the portal. I felt the need. And when I touched down here, I can feel the land. I can feel the cries. I can feel the sorrow. I can feel it. But everyone was first everyone's like, oh, you crazy going to Chicago by yourself? You crazy? It's dangerous. I don't fear my people. Everyone thinks I'm crazy. I don't fear my people. Those aren't the ones I fear. I don't fear us. Oh, they're going to set you up. They're going to do this. They're going to do this. Okay. I still don't fear my people. Like, you're trying to put fear into me. Yeah. I'm coming here in love, and you're not going to take that away from me, right? So coming here, I just wait and let things unfold, right? And you saw me at that party, and you were like, I see the light. And then it just happened, right? Yes, but having the, what's the word? Like, I'm grateful that you took that step to say, to begin the ripple effect of this, right? For me to be here, to talk. I've never done anything like this, so I'm grateful for that. And so I left and I said, okay, Adei, what was the lesson? So applying the message to myself, some things I had to learn about being humble. I'm done with that, right? I'm living humility. I'm with you on that. Yeah, that humble shit is dead for sure. It's really low. Tell me why you don't want, like, why? What is your reason? So I saw, folks don't appreciate you when you're humble, right? So I was like, okay, but who is that serving, right? And why should I be humble? Because it's low frequency. I was gifted. Love the sounds. Being humble is low frequency. It's low frequency, and it's not honoring what God gave you. It's not honoring God. What the fuck? Come on, man. What? I ain't got enough sounds for that. Go ahead, keep going. To honor yourself. You ain't said, hold on. What did you say? We still gotta find that jungle vibe. I'm gonna get a jungle one. We're gonna get some. I got you. So I realized, okay, I always live in humility, or I shouldn't say always because that's ego. I strive to live in humility, right? Mm-hmm. Which means that my life and everyone else's life are equal value in the eyes of God. My life is not valued more than yours. Now, I might have more gifts than the next person, right? And that's what saying identifying your gifts means. Stop being humble, right? Because then if you're gifted with like 7, 10 powers, and this person's gifted with 3 or 4, you're trying to bring yourself to here, and you're not living your purpose. You're not living in your mission. I'm not dimming my light. I ain't dimming my light for nobody anymore. Because guess what? They still don't appreciate that shit in the first place. And the funny thing is, like, why try to fit in? Yeah. Even if they might not fuck with you anyway. So be it. By trying to fit in. Yeah. I still might fuck. I still might not fuck with you. Yep. And I'm trying to fit in. So once I figured out Chicago was that lesson of like the humbleness. So I haven't forgot about the event. We're gonna circle back to that. But Chicago lesson for me personally was about the humble. Yes. Right? About stop being humble. Yes. And then since I got it, I'm like, okay, I still need to practice this because I've been living 41 years of being humble, right? So 41 where? Yeah, somewhere. 41 where? Somewhere there. Cuff your chick. That's what they say. But I say I'm 31. So I mean, I don't lie about my age. I feel like I'm gonna be 100 naked, wild, and still out here getting it. But I say, like, Chicago taught me the humble, stop it, because I'm not living in my purpose. And then, guess what? People are coming around me supporting that too, and like random people sending me messages too. And I think when you become lighter and when you become freer, you start breaking those walls of your trauma, you become more relatable to people because you live in humility. So when that homeless man in downtown LA comes to my car and wants to talk to me, first he's talking all crazy, talking about, oh, you look like, what did he say? You look like vanity. I was like, oh shit, I'll take that. Okay. And then he's like, I can show you a good time for $5. And I was like, yeah, I don't know about that. I said, what you want, brother? What's your message? Right? What you want? But that's living in humility.
Yes.
Because he's a person. And his message was on point. He's like, your angel number is 777. I was like, oh shit, I've been working with the sevens, right? And then he's like, stop being humble. I was like, receive, thank you. You know, even here on the way over here, phone call I got, right? It hits, but you have to be open. Yeah. So why am I open? Because I don't have trauma associated with men. I've accepted, you know, even in my divorces, even the trauma that I did go through, I've healed it and I send them compassion. But I also have a responsibility. It was too much power for them, way too much power for them. And it's not even their fault to not have been able to give me what I needed, or give is not the right word, or be in the right balance, right?
Gotcha.
But because I wasn't living in my purpose, I hadn't identified my gifts and my power, I'm sending mixed messages. So I'm over here triggering them, right? Because I trigger demons. The demons getting triggered. They didn't want to do the work. It was just all bad, right? And they turn on me. Dang. But I'm like, damn, Adei, like, really, like, what is this? Because at one point in time, like, you know, it was love. It was love. And what happened? And I realized that that's my responsibility too, because they weren't healed enough, right? And they weren't supposed to be husbands. They were supposed to be clients. You know what I'm saying? No shade, but for real, clients. Or somebody to say, like,
give you a message.
Give you a message. For the moment.
And then keep it.
But I still see those relationships as moments, like, of messages and growth. For sure.
So what do you think? So what does the ideal man look like to you right
to me,
now?
I don't know.
What does he have to have? What does he have to come with? What does he have to be in order to handle?
I don't know. Does it have to be just one?
You said what?
Does it have to be just one?
I ain't got no button for that. I ain't got no button for that. Go ahead.
I mean, honestly, I think where I am today, I have some really beautiful men in my life who know my mission and know their mission, and we support each other on it, and it's beautiful. And that's just where I am right now. Now, who? I don't know. One, I'm done with.
Can one man?
Yes.
Have all that power?
Yeah, I would love.
Because they say no one man should have all that power. What'd you say? Hey, you see me? You see me? I told you I was on this.
Like,
I told you, hey. It's the shake, bro.
It's the shake.
It's the shake, bro. It's the shake.
And it's a shark tank.
It's the shark shake. Yeah.
Shark shake. Okay. So to answer that, I'm not quite sure right now because I'm living in the essence of, I've identified some of my past lives, right? Me living the essence. Let's just take Queen of Sheba, for instance. Queen of Sheba ruled a kingdom, you know, and you know, she was one of Solomon's wives, but she was like, yeah, I'm about to go back to my kingdom, you know, thanks for the son, but I've got other things to do because I don't belong just under one man's kingdom, right? So again, going back to those gender roles, maybe, it's really just the individual knowing your purpose and what your purpose is. So for me, right now, the men that I have in my life and what's being cultivated is beautiful. And so I'm just grateful for it. Now, if that one comes around, we'll see.
Then it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. I'm open to it. But I can't do broke no more.
I heard that. Hey,
I can't do broke.
We ain't doing no broke shit.
I ain't judging you, but I just can't do it.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Go back, because we're finna get ready to wrap up.
Yep. The community.
Yes.
The offering.
Yes.
So while I was here.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Let's get into this event.
Everyone. So, you know, that negative frequency was trying to tell me, don't come. Spirit was telling me come to Chicago, but everyone's trying to put that fear, right? That's nothing but negative frequency, like, or bad spirit trying to stop that mission.
Yes.
So I pushed through even more. Same thing with the trip in Brazil and Bahia. It was hell getting there, hell. But I know the yin yang effect, right? So whatever there's a lot of negativity, there's going to be a lot of positive, and it just is what it is. It's no good and bad. It's just a negative. It's just a flow of positive energy, like a battery, right? To get that charge, you got to have both.
Yes,
so
indeed.
when I was here, everyone just, men, women, you guys embraced me so well, and that, like, I just heard the message. And people said, we need you. Like literally said it, we need you. And I said, okay, let me see what I can do. So I figured, I don't know anyone. I reached out to you, got the wheels start turning. And I was like, okay, I have a bonus daughter in Chicago. And I said, okay, let me pour some strength into her too. Help me organize this, just to kind of pour some love into her, pour some strength.
Come on now.
And then we started building. But I said, it's important for it to be free because it's the beginning, right?
Yes.
And so I'm cultivating. I want to open the door and I want people to come. Like, I don't want money to be a reason. I'm spending my own money to be out here, a lot of money to be out here and to come back. But it's an offering, and I know money is also energy. It's also frequency, right? So it's gonna come back.
Yes,
it's gonna come back. Or it's an offering. It's like I said, you gotta pay offerings to, the tithes. I guess is what the tithings is. I don't know. I didn't grow up. I grew up very very neutral. I didn't grow up like in church or anything like that, but very spiritual people. So I'm here, and I just need people to come.
We definitely gonna get them out.
Folks to come.
We definitely gonna get them out. And put that up one more time, Ada. Put that up.
We got 2 locations. Right?
2 locations. The first location I do know about. The first location is at Bella B's Fitness Studio. It's 4308 Lincoln Highway. And that is on the date...
The 8th.
The 8th.
Saturday.
The 8th.
January 8th.
Saturday. Yeah, and we having it from...
11 to 3. See, I should have pulled this up.
Yeah. We can see it up there.
Oh, there we go.
We can see it up there. That's what I was saying.
11
They
to
see it.
3.
Yes, it is.
There we
yes, it is.
go.
So, hey, I want y'all to come out. I want y'all to actually come get some of this healing. This, you know what I'm saying? Some of this alignment. Get yourself aligned.
Or even just spark the conversation.
Just spark the conversation. Just be around it. Just be around it so you feel all the energy. You feel the everything coming together.
I'm here just with that intention alone. Just love. Like love.
Dope.
Yeah.
Dope. All right. Well, before we get up out of here, hold on. Right there. That means. That means I got a game. It's a game. It's called the 10 name game.
10 name game.
The 10 name game. So basically is what it is. I'm gonna fire off 10 things or 10 names.
Okay.
And you got to give me your answer in a 1-word answer. So basically, if I say healing, the first thing that come to your mind in a 1 word, what would it be?
Our people.
Boom. What do you have to say?
1 word, huh? Melanin.
That's how it go.
Yeah, okay.
That's how we rock.
All right.
We got to get 10 of them. You ready for it?
Yeah.
All right, here you go.
Give me a little time, but yes.
Come on. It's cool. Just make sure you get it right.
Okay.
Make sure you mean what you say what you mean.
Always.
Okay, here you go. Ancestry.
Connection.
Universe.
Hours.
Ethiopia.
Source.
Africa.
Mother.
Hold on. Black history.
Misjudged.
That's strong. Family.
Everything.
Your life.
A journey.
Your parents.
Grateful.
Therapy.
Necessary.
Last one. You flew through them. Last one. You ready for it?
I'm ready.
Here you go.
Let me tap my little bell on this one.
Go ahead. Give yeah, okay. We do it all that. Last one. The mission.
Exhausting. I just like to be honest.
The mission
it's not
is
always
exhausting.
It's exhausting. People think it looks fun, looks pretty, looks cute. No, it shit hurts.
Damn.
It hurts. It's a lot of work.
Because it is work.
It's a lot of
so
work.
it's going to be like that. But it got to get completed, though.
It's got to get completed.
And only you can do it.
I'm one of them.
You're one of them, but only as far as with your mission.
That's it. For my mission only, yeah.
Hitter, so we give you a grade. A grade. I give you one, and my man Hitter give you one.
Okay.
So we're gonna start with Hitter as we always do. Hitter, what grade did we give her, my brother?
I give her an A. She was quick.
Yeah.
She seemed like she said it with sincerity. So.
Boom.
All
So
right.
you give her an A.
Thank you.
Okay, cool.
See, Mama, I was a good student. To my first grade teacher who called me stupid. No, just kidding.
Yeah.
We don't forget none of that.
We don't forget none of that.
We don't forget none of that.
It's funny what you don't forget, right?
Nope.
I give you definitely an A.
Yeah.
Definitely an A. Because like I said, it was strong. You meant what you said. You said what you meant. You did say it with purpose. And it was quick.
It was quick. Huh? We went through it.
We went through it.
Talk about Brazil.
So you passed. She passed the game. Go ahead, give it up. Give it up. Clap it up. All right. So
Where's my diploma? I did graduate today because this took a lot for me. You know, I'm camera shy. People don't know that. Very camera shy.
how?
How?
All them pictures you put up?
And I mean, that's what Instagram is for. Don't we all put up pictures?
Yeah.
That don't
but
mean
you
it
said
didn't take
camera
like
shot.
30, 40 to get that one good shot. Or now I just started saying,
Well, that's when.
now I'm just like, oh wow. I just let the gut, the cellulite, all of it hang out. I love it. And it's me and I show up and you love it or you don't.
They're going to love it. They're going to love it. They're going to love it. Tell everybody how they can get in touch with you and what you have. What other things you have coming up? Because you do have another event.
Yes.
The next day.
So the next day, so it's the 8th and the 9th. The 9th is at Connect Gallery in Hyde Park, right? Chicago.
Yes.
Same time, 11 to 3. Show up. It's free. Just come through. Bring the family. Bring yourself. Bring your partner.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Yeah.
You know? Spirit of the Nile is the name of my practice because that's who feeds me. The Nile, that's what runs through me is the Nile. You can find me at Ethioflower. My website will be coming soon.
Come on with
It'll
it.
be coming soon. I have, offer sessions. I session from my home. I do virtual sessions if you're out of state, out of the country. I do that as well. I offer healing and protection products too. So I made sprays. They're mood boosters, protection. You gotta stay protected. We're walking around here not protected.
Yes, indeed.
Got to tap into the oils, frankincense, myrrh, Palo Santo. You know, we can't be walking around every room saging. So I put frankincense and Palo Santo in my sprays.
Okay.
So that way, I can be protecting myself and people don't know, right? You know, I don't look like this crazy hippie. I mean, maybe I do, but I love that too.
That's what's up.
Yeah, take it back. Reclaim your power. Reclaim our ancestry. Reclaim our indigenous rights of healing, our magic, our celestial knowledge. Claim it all because it's ours. Sure.
That's what it is. And y'all already know where y'all can find me, man.
Yeah. Thank you,
Like I
Gotti.
said, if y'all don't know, y'all know where y'all can find me. official_YUNG Gotti on Instagram. And also where you can find all this great content and these great people, these beautiful people that I bring on for y'all energy and all that.
Purpose.
This story and all that. G World Media, man. Y'all hit me up, like, subscribe, and comment on my YouTube page. Please go ahead and subscribe while y'all doing that, man. So we can get this up, get it out to the masses, get it out to the world. You feel me?
Let's do this work.
Feel me? Let's do
do
this
it.
work,
If it's not
man.
me, let it be someone else. It doesn't have to be me. Let it be anybody. But make sure they're doing their work.
Yes,
Make sure they're
indeed.
doing their work. Don't follow somebody who's not healed
For sure.
or not balanced. Thank you. I appreciate,
I appreciate you.
Thank you.
How I end the show. Thank you guys for another episode. Great episode. Thank you guys for this beautiful woman sitting in front of me.
you.
Thank you guys for my engineer. Hitter on the beat. I appreciate you. This show wouldn't be shit without you sitting there, bro. MEI Studios, this is the home. This is where the podcast was grown. So, hey, and we got
love
another
it.
one, man. Y'all see how we going out, man.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna holler, I ain't gonna do nothing. This is the Gotti's World Show. We out of here.
I love it.
Here.
Gotti, hard body, Gotti's world, we some mob bosses. Tune in, don't just come across. We do it all, y'all just for the talk. Might lose your mind when you hear these topics, no cap, think about it. Who you know going this hard, all real, always think about it. Best interviews, who is this? We don't do this, that entrepreneurship. Come and link, join the viewership. Education, relationships, businesses, view the clips. This the Midwest takeover, going overtime to invent on focus. Bring a guest in from all over, whole lot of game, we don't need a closer. Gotti got it, hard body, Gotti's world. We some mob bosses, turn them L's to lessons. We don't do the losses. Dedication daily, ain't no other options. Booking up these slots on every show we plotting. Pull up a chair, make sure you watching. Subscribe, get them notifications popping. Pull up all the champagne, we gon' get it